Here is the unboxing for the Chinese Android 9.1 2GB system memory, 32GB storage, 10.1 inch screen, quad core CPU. It was £80 on eBay and came within a couple of days, even though it said it was supposed to be here next week. This is going to be quite a difficult video to shoot with one hand. I don't have anybody here to help me, so what I'll probably do is pause in between grabbing and unwrapping and doing the things that require two hands, but we'll see how we go. So here it is in a totally plain brown box, 232. Don't want to do that to the ratio. Here we go, 10, whatever that, 10 inch, 9.1 Android. So, what have we got? We have some rustly leaves in a bag. I must say this phone lens on video is very close, so that seems very, yeah, leads right, so I take it that's the audio leads. Let's put this on the floor. Let's get the leads out for a start. Let's just put that on the floor for a second. So, got one of them leads. All these leads. I've got an actual dedicated sub, because that is one thing that a lot of people have said that some of these 10.1 units don't have. Looks like it says subwoofer to me. Some people have said that the sub doesn't work at all, and if it does work it's not that great, but I am willing to put some line out. I am willing to go to an amp for the components, and for the sub. This is going into a Vivaro 2005. I still haven't worked out how I'm going to do that yet. Anyway, in this bag we got GPS antenna, and we'll open it up. And that's quite difficult to do. And then inside the bag we've got another bag with a GPS antenna, USB 2, 1, doesn't really say, does it? I know on the description it shows as being as specifying USB 2, so I'm presuming the other one's USB 1. They've got the same connectors on the end. Oh no, they haven't. This one's got a 6 on it. This one's got 4, so this must be USB 1. Must be USB 2. And then we've got a camera. I've already got a rear view reverse. It's quite good at. Too much of this Huawei P20 Pro at auto focusing. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos that people have been using cameras that have been far more expensive that have problems with focusing. With this one, yeah. Ooh, extreme close up. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, cables. Yeah, cables. What more can you say about cables? The cables. I suppose if you're checking yours to see whether yours is the same, that's I think there's 7, isn't there? 7 RCA leads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, whereas I've seen some of them that have only got 5. So, yeah. 5 minutes, I want to do. Right, let's fling these over here. And we've got to get this head unit out. I am going to test it. I've got an old Vodafone power supply, 12 volts, that I have had the meter on to make sure it's around. I'm not sure how it's going to work on this head unit because it's only 2 amps. So it's only just to power it up to see what it's like anyway, so I'm not really that fussed about audio quality and whether it starts, because I don't even know whether I'm going to put any speakers on it at this point. I'm going to follow up the video with it installed, but I'm just going to power it up for its just to see what the interface is like, just to see and mess about with that just to see. But anyway, I'm going to pause this now, restart it when the head unit itself will be out of the box. We're back. So, this is the back of the unit. It's gold. I think I would have preferred it to be black, but it's gold. Seems to be metal. And I know a few videos I've seen of these units have said that they're quite light, whereas this one isn't. I wouldn't say this one is that light. It has got some weight to it. I should have got the scales, but it has got some weight to it, which a lot of that obviously will be that big solid aluminium heatsink on the back. I know these head units are made at the same place. I think either all of them or most of them are made in the same place, but I think they still have varying well, they obviously do have varying setups to add different things to them. That's one of the main reasons I got went for the 9.1 with the 2 gigs and the 2 gigs of system RAM and the 32 gigs of storage, because my thought process is the higher the version of Android, the more compatible maybe the components have to be, for the new operating system, because obviously the new operating system has to be written, has to be modified to work on this. And I just thought, the ones that were been shown around for £50-55 are just the 8.1 Android ones. I just thought for the extra sort of £25, it's got to be worth paying. It's got to be worth it for the updated operating system and the extra memory, because you got to think that it's 1 gig of system RAM is not a lot at all. And I know I've seen the videos of these machines running on 1 gig and they seem pretty good. They're still a bit laggy, and you've got to think a 1 gig on a phone. If you've got a 1 gigabyte phone now that runs Android, it's going to be really laggy. I've got quite a few old phones, like I've got an old HTC One which runs a 1 gig, which has got 1 gigabyte of RAM, and that is terrible. But yeah, that was my thought process. So, well, this is the back of it anyway. As you can see, pinouts, red fuse, so that's got to be a 10 amp. GPS, radios, 4G GPS. Is that actually, there's just a hole? I don't even think there's anything you can actually fit anything in there. Ah, it's just blanking. It's obviously pre-drilled for the 4G version. something here that you can pull out. I don't know what. I've just pulled that out. I don't know what that does. There's something on the other side as well that you can pull out. What's that all about then? Oh, hang on. Keep remembering. Oh. What's for the... Why would you do that? So you can unclip the screen or something. I keep forgetting that on the phone. Oh, this is going to make things difficult, isn't it? I'm going to end up breaking this. Oh no, I'm not. I am. That's alright. So yeah, that's the front anyway. So let's see if we can turn it over without breaking anything else. I know everyone's going to moan and say, you didn't have it in the right thing, you should have prepared it, blah blah blah. But as Ricky Gervais says, I don't care. Still got the plastic on it. I don't want to take that off yet until I'm actually tying it out anyway. But yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what the cables look like. Sorry for waffling. I'm going to see if I can power it up. And just before I power it up, I'll... Hello, we're back again. Well, we're all wired up. I've, yeah. Put the red and yellow together. There you go. The ignition and the permanent live and the negative. I have noticed there's no fuses. So when you're buying your quad lock or ISO connector that you'll need, because there's no quad lock, which is on more recent cars, or ISO connectors, you just got bare wires, that's it. So bear that in mind, that you will need a way of connecting it to your car. So right, we're going to power on. Always a time where things can go horribly wrong, but let's try and do it. Oh, so we have that. Oh, we're actually running. Should have run a timer. In fact, it's showing now. 20, 22, 23, 24. It started at 23. Is that it? We're in already? Wow. Now that was quick. Wow. I'm actually quite overwhelmed at how quick that was to fire up. I was expecting to be sat here. I mean, this is the first time you've just seen it. It's out of the box. In a previous version of Android, you turned off access to your locations for all Google apps. Whatever, it's going to be a factory reset anyway. Yeah, I'm actually quite blown away. I'm actually, because it's just fired up. So here we have the main screen. I think really what I need to do, all this kind of stuff's been covered, hasn't it? Let's have a look now. Let's see what we've got. All these things are really quite snappy. I've got the GPS on. I've just stuck it on there. Whether it'll be able to pick up any thing in this kitchen is another thing coming. Another thing coming. It's not even a saying. We are picking up GPS satellites. So I won't be able to, because I'm using the same phone that I'd use for Bluetooth and all that kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's not finding a great deal inside. But yeah, wow, it is really, really snappy. There's none of the lag that I've noticed with the 1 gig versions. It just seems, I mean, yeah, it's just here. I think what probably the best thing is I can't actually go through. I mean, it's just Android 9.1. I can go through the settings, but really I need to do it in a better location when it's inside the van, because just holding this phone up and trying to do and go through all the settings and pairing, basically I need somebody else there that can hold the camera or the phone so I can go through when it's actually fitted into the van. But I just wanted to I just wanted to show you an unboxing and a power on, just to show you how quick it powered on and show you the dimensions. Oh yeah, there's this one comes with these brackets that you basically, that heatsink on the back. They basically go like that on the heatsink on the back, and then they have the wideness of a double dim. How you're supposed to fit the sides to the side is another matter. That's another thing you've got to think about, because this because with normal double dins you've got the actual cage, and then you've got locking pins in the actual double din itself, so when it slots in it locks, whereas you don't have that with this at all, because it's just a front, and this goes in the back, and obviously there's nothing in there that's going to lock into a cage that's already fitted in there, so you're probably going to have to try and wedge it in somehow, or I don't know. That's I'll let you know how I manage mine. But oh yeah, as well, it came with a little manual as well. How you do stuff. And don't really need that, but some of you might need it. But yeah, initial impressions. Screen isn't brilliant. I mean, it might be that it's the light in here, but the screen looks. I mean, it's got a good viewing angle, but it's quite. Blacks aren't black. I mean, they try and say that things like this are IPS screens. I doubt it very much, because but then again, it could be. It could just be black light bleed. It just could just have a bad backlight, and that's why it's bleeding through. But anyway, going on and on and on. Well, if you want, just let me know what you want to see, what you want me to try, and I'll get back to you. Alright, thanks for coming.